guys, welcome to my vlog. By the way, I'm Marvy Jane V. Villacorta. I'm 20 years of age. I'm a B.Ed student or Bachelor of Elementary Education in G.H. Cerrillo State College, Dominguez Campus, recently residing at San Pedro Dominguez, Zamboanga del Sur. We are 5 in the family. I'm the second daughter of my mother. I love playing video game and watching horror movies. All in all, I'm just a simple girl. Before I begin, let me give you a brief introduction to this subject, GEC 105 or purposive communication. Purposive communications is about writing, speaking, and presenting to different audiences and for various purposes. Purposive communications uses multimodal challenges to improve your communicative ability and cultural and intercultural awareness. This enable you to communicate successfully and appropriately to multicultural audience in a local or global context, in physical or virtual setting. All problems may be solved with the communications and it is the cornerstone of personal growth. Purposive communication is a critical in human life, especially for connecting people and forming relationships. So, for today's video, I'm going to tackle 5 topics in purposive communication with its importance and relation with my course. So, first is types of communication. So, we will know what are the types of communication. So, there are 4 types of communication. First, verbal. Second, nonverbal. Third, written. And the last is visual. So, first, we will define what is communication. Communication is exchanging of information or else sending or receiving information. So, now let's go back to our topic. So, Number one is verbal communication. So, what is verbal communication? Verbal communication is also called oral communication or it occurs when we are speaking to others. It's either face to face, telephone, or etc. So, this communication it is include pitch, tone, and content. Number two is a nonverbal communication. So, what is nonverbal communication? Nonverbal communication is communication that without a spoken words, written, or conversation. So, it includes facial expression, gestures, and eye contact. Number three is written communication. So, what is written communication? This communication means that you sending a message or orders indicators. The last is visual communication. These elements is to convey a message for ideas and information. One of the most important natures of communications is its ability to be verbal and nonverbal. In the verbal form of communications, words are used for sharing information while the nonverbal communication body language, gestures, postures, etc. are used for communicating. Being able to communicate effectively is perhaps the most important of all life skills. It is what enables us to pass information other people and to understand what is said to us. Communication at its simplest, the act of transferring information from one place to another. In relation to education course, it is important because communication is extremely important to us, especially in our daily lives. Through communications, we can express and expose our feelings and emotions in the way we speak. we move, and also the way we write, or shall we say verbal and non-verbal communication. It can help us because it is also the passing of information, and it is considered one of the most essential activities for us. Through communication, we all know how to socialize and interact with other people. Also, communications is very important because it is the way we communicate with each other. We cannot understand and relate to others without communication. As we all know, no man is island, so we definitely need each other. Without others to console us, share our feelings and thoughts, life can be worthless and meaningless. So, the second topic, which is communication in social media. Billions of people around the world use social media to share information and make connections. On a personal level, social media allows you to communicate with friends and family, learn new things, develop your interest, and be entertained. Communications in social media is important because it allows you to reach people locally, regionally, nationally, and internationally. If you understand the characteristics of your target audience, you will be able to personalize your messages to resonate with that audience more appropriately. Communication in social media plays an important role in every student's life. It is easier and convenient access information, provide information, and communicate via social media. Teachers and students are connected to each other and can make good use for these platforms for the working for their education. The relation between this topic and education is that the use of social media in education helps its students and teachers get more useful information, connect with learning groups and other educational systems that make education convenient. Social networking tools afford students and institutions multiple opportunities to improve learning methods. So, the third topic, which is intercultural communication. The study of intercultural communication is focused on how variance in cultural symbols, values, and behaviors affects communication interactions across cultures. It is a misnomer that intercultural communication means communication between different nations. It is important because it helps us to understand the cultures of other people, the way how they communicate. Intercultural communications is very important competency to have. It is important to develop the skills necessary to manage differences effectively. Intercultural communication is essential because it helps interracial groups or international communities cooperate and build better relationships, which are the vital in today's globalized world where adapting not only culturally but also interrelating them effectively. The relevance of this topic to this course is the teaching and learning is a form of intercultural communication. Teachers and students bridge generational, cultural, linguistic differences daily in classroom and educators. Reflection on ongoing interaction leads to learning for both teachers and students. When those practicing education, diplomacy take on the postures of listening, learning, and reflecting the outcomes can be beneficial to all stakeholders in a given interaction, whether in the building of the coordinations or the negotiating table. Intercultural communications is therefore a key skill for both traditional diplomacy and education diplomacy because it helps to bridge understanding across groups characterized by different cultures, including organizations, disciplines, sectors, communities, social and political systems and nation. In addition, the field of education offers rich contributions to the field of intercultural communications in diplomacy by drawing of various ways of exchanging with different cultures. So the fourth topic is varieties of spoken and written language. Elements such as social occasion, context, purpose, and audience. Using appropriate variety and register the necessary for communication, whether it is written or verbally expressed. For us to put emphasizes and classifications on the level of formality. Through the applications of these things in the communication context, it indicates acknowledgement of the personal cultural dispositions and as a sign of showing respect. When using varieties and registers, we must be completely aware of what particular type to use in order to avoid misconceptions and ambiguity about the situation. The importance of understanding a person about knowing their limitation and communicating according to the situation which they refer is critical in relations of education courses. So, the fifth topic, which is globalizations and communication. The study of globalizations and communication is directly affected by the purposes of globalizations and helps to increase business opportunities, improve cultural barriers, and develop a global village. Both globalizations and global communications have changed a environmental, cultural, political, and economic elements of the world. The importance of communications in globalizations is paramount because individuals from different countries, ethnicities, language, cultural attitudes, and other variations must understand one another and express themselves to another effectively in order to work together. Also, it makes it easier for us to express your thoughts and feelings. Communications are key to socializing with them and also because of this we are able to negotiate elsewhere as long as our speech is respectful. This topic's relationship to this education course is globalizations enhance the students' ability to acquire and utilize knowledge. Globalizations enhances the ability of learners to access, assess, adapt, and apply knowledge, to think diffidently, to exercise appropriate judgment, and to collaborate with others to make sense of new situations. What I have learned in purposive communications is that this subject is the only way that I can express my thoughts, ideas, and feelings towards the person with whom I am talking. Sometimes I feel a lack of confidence in communicating, not all the time that I can easily talk to them because uh, there are times that I cannot share my ideas. So, in other words, each one of us is different in how we communicate with other people. It not only helps me improve my communication skills, it also motivates me to try even harder to understand other people despite our language barriers. So I encourage you all to put the good value of communication to work in your daily lives because it helps us increase our knowledge and learning. Because good communications help us define and improve our communication skills while also increasing our confidence when giving a speech. It improves our writing and presentation skills as well as our ability to deliver relevant information. Communication, I feel, is the only key to unlocking and secret of better existence. Clarity follows good communication. Better communication starts with a good and lasting relationship. As a result, We should always keep in mind that this subject is quite significant to students like us because it is also to means applying for jobs. There is procedures for the communicating. As a result, also, we must be master everything related to this subject in order to broaden our understanding of other countries, languages, and cultures. That's all for today's video. Bye-bye!